Hey everyone, and welcome to my Procreate demo for the piece I call Wallflower. So this one's another sort of weird one. It's just a head on a white wall. I just wanted to do something sort of funny. So there's really no direction behind this other than that. So I'm zoomed in a little bit here for the piece because obviously there's a lot of dead space and I just wanted to get on the details. So painted and drawn and painted in Procreate. So here's me just sort of laying the foundation. Now I wanted the guy to be a little ugly, so you can see I flip it here to try and reconcile some of the symmetry, but I didn't really want to make it too perfect because I kind of wanted him to be just like a little disturbed looking. So you can see I did the rough sketch, and now I'm going in and putting in just some slightly tighter lines. I knew that ultimately this would be painted, so I didn't really care about those lines being particularly good. So they're just sort of in there so that I have some sort of strong reference. So like a lot of things, then I switched to flatting it. So here's the flatting process, and now I just instantly went into painting the skin. He doesn't have a lot going on because he's just a head, so it's basically I knew that the main components of this piece were going to be skin, hair, eyes, mouth. So when it's that simple and he doesn't have anything too fancy going on, I know that I can just go straight into the skin. So you can see me painting in the different sections. I'm doing that in the usual way where I will put in a lot of color, erase away, create a new layer, maybe chip away at that layer with the eraser, put in another layer, do the next section, and sort of repeat that process so that I am controlling the different shapes and the different dimensions without damaging sort of what I've already done before. So now I'm moving to the next section, the next step up in value, and repeating that process once again. Once you sort of have that kind of a rhythm down, sort of each one of these layers becomes very repetitive. It's process driven, so it's like, okay, now I'll do it here, now I'll do it here. I knew this whole thing was just going to be top down lit. I sort of wanted to, not so much so that I was going to start putting texture on the white part, but I sort of wanted it to look like it was like a head on a museum wall kind of thing. So I knew the light was just going to be straight down, not too strong because the assumption was that the whole environment's white, so I wanted it to still be somewhat illuminated and somewhat bright. So now here I went in and I'm putting in the blush, the 5 o'clock shadow, and the dark around the eyes, which is all done with the 5 o'clock shadow is just a gray blue that's lowered in opacity. The blush is a pink that's lowered in opacity, and then the dark around the eyes is a light purple that's set to multiply and then lowered in opacity. So now I'm putting in the eyes. You can see I still have the line layer turned on. I actually at one point considered keeping the lines on throughout the entire thing and then maybe erasing away the lines at certain sections where I thought that it was too heavy, but then I decided not to do that. So here's the continuing the flatting process. The hair I made very, very basic. Then I flatted the mouth and the teeth. I've had some questions before. Flatting just means where you put in a flat color shape. The term is used a ton in animation and comics, but you just might not be aware of it. I've had some people that weren't aware of that term. So then I went and painted all the teeth, painted the gums, painted the mouth, put in some spit you probably saw back there. Now I'm going in and banging in some additional depth, so just getting some darkness into certain spots where I really wanted to emphasize the dark side of that light. Put a little bit more depth on the mouth there. That's what you saw with the darkening. And now I'm bringing some of that white from the environment into him by putting the bounce light on the top of his head and starting to put the bounce light underneath his neck, which is what's going on right here. Then I put in a shadow and really wanted that shadow to read correctly, so you should see me futzing with it a lot. So I've duplicated the footage a couple times here just so that you can see that again, because a lot of things happen really, really quick there. Building the shadow, building the bloom light, and building the subsurface scattering in the ear. So that's the full piece right there. You can see it in the full dimension, and thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. And if you're looking for me on the internet, these are the places where you can find me.